we established for what those are present. Danielle will be taking our meeting minutes for this meeting.
So we gotta
as-
go slow. I'm a smiley.
Everybody has heard the news about Peg and it's
Yeah.
very unfortunate, so.
She really liked this one.
Oh, she loved it, and just watching her take the meeting minutes and the, what the heck was it called?
Shorthand.
Shorthand, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just incredible to
Where do you
me.
see anybody can take
You
shorthand?
don't, I know one other person that can do it. You do it too?
She can do it.
I could do it. I didn't.
Yes, one of my mom's friends does it too,
She's
so,
Secretary for the Director of Health in the Haves.
yeah, so
Get
Peg
a
will
dirty
be
collar too, by the way.
dearly missed, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tenfold.
so,
I think I can remember about it. A
yes.
dirty collar.
Is it the planning office that's looking for the new one or the town in general?
Well, the town hired a new person to do the planning and zoning commission, the inland wetlands.
Okay,
And I think that would be, they'd be doing ZBA as well. And then for now, Melissa's doing Board of Selectmen and
okay.
Board of Ed, whatever, that's.
So it won't be Danielle for the long term, it will be someone else,
It'll be
so
someone
Oh, yeah,
competent.
oh, yeah, you don't wanna get stuck with that one,
you don't wanna get stuck with it. This is an easy
Well,
one tonight. so.
Yes, I was like, I did tonight.
cause they're all legal lease, man.
Legal beagles.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so we don't have a flag in here, so we will skip the pledge tonight, unfortunately. Do we have any added agenda items?
Nope.
Okay, moving on to approval of the meeting minutes, from December 6th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of December 6th, 2023.
Second.
Any corrections or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Fabulous. New applications to be received, IWWA 02-2024, 58 North Road, request for permit to conduct activities in the regulated wetlands. Owner is CT Electric Railway Association Incorporated, applicant CT Trolley Museum, plan prepared by Russo surveyors and engineers for Connecticut Trolley Museum. Parking lot and drainage improvements dated 1/31/2024, pages 1 through 6, map is 113, block 17, lot 007. Hello.
For the record, Jay Erstry, J.R. Russo, and Bob Rosenberg. Bob is one of the volunteers at the museum and is heading up this project for the museum. As the application says, this is a project that involves some parking lot and drainage improvements at the museum. They currently have essentially no drainage system per se. It's all sheet flow off of a gravel lot. And those of you who are familiar, and I think we all are here, many times when you drive by the museum, there's some ponded water out in front in the lawn area. The water runs down the tracks at different points in time. The area in front of the building floods at different points in time. So the museum a while back applied to HUD for a grant to get some funding to try to improve the drainage system and the parking area, and they were successful in attaining a grant. And now we're in the process of putting some plans together, which involve this application for some regulated activities within the wetland and the upland review area. So I'll just run through it quickly with you so you can kind of see what we're doing. And I put together a little copy of the GIS. So it's got an aerial photo and then an 11/17 of our plan. And what I put on here is, these are labeled areas and they're in red, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these were the wetland areas that were identified by Rick Zulik in the field. So it's a little bit easier to look at this and kind of see the areas we're talking about versus the engineered plan. It's a little more difficult. So I'll pass these around so everybody can have them. Next, I'll pass it around.
Thank you. Did you like one?
I wrote that, I was.
Did everybody get one?
Yeah.
Oh, you already got the big one.
She's
So-
doing minutes.
As it's stated in the application, we're going to be putting in essentially a new drainage system, or a drainage system, if you will. And And my partner, Tim Kuhn, put together a pretty good narrative here, which is in your packets as part of the application, which more or less describes what we're doing, but let me just step over here to the plan and I'll kind of show you just quickly what it involves. Currently, North Road is up here at the top of the sheet, Route 140. The Olender's building is over here, our office is here. Winkler Road comes off right over here. The existing building at the museum is located here. This is the gravel parking lot that's been there since the day they opened, pretty much. So it's probably at this point 30 or 40 years old or somewhere thereabouts. It's located in this area. So based on this grant that they received, what we're going to do is we're going to be able to pave the parking lot, add some formal drainage in the form of catch basins and water treatment units. We've got a basin here, water treatment unit here, basin, another water treatment unit here, and then we come down under the tracks and we're outletting down here just adjacent to the little water course that goes under Route 140. Now, that's a water course that actually follows the side of the rail all the way down through there. And my guess is it was probably relocated when the rail went in back around 1900 or somewhere thereabouts. It follows the rail, gets to this point, turns and goes right under the roadway. So the wetlands that are referenced in Rick Zulick's report are talked about as wetlands 1, 2, 3, and 4. One is here right out in the front. That's that little lawn area. And it's got a little, I guess I'd call it a landscape area that's kind of cut out with some railroad ties that's located right here. And this is an area right here that's a wetland. That's number one. Number two is another little, and I'm going to call it an intermittent water course. I think that's what Rick calls it. That's right here. That's on the inside of the rails. And that flows in this direction and then eventually outlets into the little water course here. Wetland 3 and 4 are located in the back, and we're not doing anything back there. In fact, we're doing nothing behind the building. All of our work is essentially located here. So the disturbance that's involved in the application is the drainage outlet that's right here, right next to the brook. We've got a pipe that comes down this way. It discharges here. We've got a riprap spillway to dissipate the energy and prevent any erosion. And we're essentially right in the wetland adjacent to the brook. So there's 120 square feet of disturbance at that location. It allows us to do a little bit of excavation here, get down some filter fabric, get some riprap here, and get this water into the brook. So we're looking at something that's smaller than this room in terms of the amount of disturbance that we have. Ideally, we would have liked to pull that back and eliminated the disturbance. But what happens here is that it's fairly flat in the front. We've got some elevation here, but we need to get this water under the track. And when we get under the track, we lose a lot of our elevation. So we don't have a whole lot of pitch by the time we get here to get this water down to there because it's pretty flat. So we couldn't stop it short and let it run over the grass to get there because it's not going to get there. They're going to continue to have that ponding that they already have. So in order to get it right into the brook and down to the edge, we're down here and we've got that little bit of disturbance there. The 150-foot regulated area I've got outlined here in pink. So obviously there's work in the parking lot, here, and this drainage in the front, even though it's not in the wetland, it's all located within your upland review area and requires a permit. If you take a look at this and you read Rick Zulick's report, he went through the plans and did a function and value essentially. All of these wetland areas have historically been disturbed through some kind of either construction or work at the museum. None of it's natural. His opinion was that this little bit of work that we're doing in the actual wetland area is not going to have any issue, and it's in the last page here in his conclusions. The proposed discharge into the unnamed tributary of Owens Brook at wetland flag 5 will not result in any significant negative impact to the nearby wetland or water course. All 4 wetlands identified been significantly disturbed over the years. The values and functions have been greatly diminished due to past disturbances on the site. In summary, it's his opinion that wetland 1 and 2 have limited capacity to provide any significant wetland functions and values. Wetlands 3 and 4 have a little greater capacity due to some vegetation that's located in them, and the conveyance of stormwater through the vegetation does allow some sediment and toxicant removal. And those are the two that are in the back that we're not doing anything with. We are installing 2 water quality units at both discharge points. There's some water that discharges to the back. We're putting a water quality unit in that system, and then there's another one up in the front. So not required to do any detention here because there's no increase in impervious coverage, so there's no increase in flows, but we are providing some treatment because currently there's none. So we felt that that was necessary based on the stormwater manual that the state has put out in order to meet their requirement to remove the 80% of suspended solids. So that's been done. I think it's been reviewed by the town engineer. I don't know if you got a memo from Lenny yet. You may have or you may not have, but no.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
He has no.
It-
No, that's my mom. The memo.
Nope. Wrong one.
Sorry.
All right. Maybe he
I
has.
believe it's in here. He doesn't have any issue, but he comments when we do the
Oh, this is for,
review, so
this is for North, 50 North Road.
this one's mine.
Oh, that's yours.
Yeah,
Okay.
but when I have one, he already has no issue, which I was gonna include in the review. of
Okay.
The application, so
Usually
for
it helps to
acceptance,
be
so he's
reviewed.
got that.
So that's a basic overview of what we're doing. I think it's pretty simple. We've done, I think the best we can do to try to reduce the disturbance to as little as possible, and certainly it's not possible to not disturb at all. It does require a little bit of disturbance to get the water off of the building. There's really no way around it due to the fact that we have to get under the track and create some cover, so it pretty much takes away all of our pitch in a hurry, even though the parking lot's up higher and the track is down low. We need to get under the track to get to that side to be able to outlet into the little water course. So currently, a lot of the water runs down the track, runs across the front lawn, and it's not a great situation. I'm sure we've all seen it. Any questions?
Will the flow under the road increase
No,
in water flow? No,
no, because
I don't think that was a brook originally. I think that was a drainage. ditch.
I think it was a ditch that was put in by when they constructed the. Sure.
They made the
All
road.
the sand and put it up on the subgrade,
I think so.
all the way down through there. They
Yeah.
stole the sand and put it up in the subgrade.
No, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it was. I went back and looked at some of the old historical photos. I can go back to 34. And this particular area was partially in agriculture at that point in time. In fact, most of across the street was devoid of any trees. It was all field. There was tobacco sheds up where Shelton Road is, all within that area. It was all tobacco.
The old Christoph.
And part of that came down into this area where the parking lot was as well.
Mm.
And there were 2 buildings kind of right out front by the driveway, and in the photo, I can't tell what they are. I don't know if one of them was a barn or a house.
One was a tobacco shed.
Okay, it might
Right
have
at the
been.
end of right at the end of the track.
There was a farmhouse across the street opposite, the little house that's on the corner now as you pull down Winkler, that little house there.
Yeah.
There was a farmhouse across the street from that.
Yeah.
And a barn.
Yeah.
In that field, which is long gone, although
Pretty wet in there now.
it's very wet.
Yeah.
But that was all wide open. It was all
Yeah.
field at the time. And you could clearly see the brook going down through there, and you could see ponded water in different areas, but this whole area really from behind the museum all the way back through to Borup Road, under Borup Road, on the other side of Winkler Road, part of the Bass property, all eventually gets to here. But it takes some time because it's more or less traveling through the woods. It's kind of a big, I guess I would call it a big wetland retention basin is what it is.
Even with paving that parking lot, it won't increase the,
No, because the gravel that's been there has been there for
Okay.
over 30 years.
Yeah.
It's been driven on, it's compacted,
Okay.
and
So it runs off that.
It runs off that. If, and quite frankly, in looking at it from a drainage standpoint, one of the things that would typically the engineering standard would be if we're looking at gravel that's being used for parking, we consider it impervious, but even if you thought that it weren't, well, we're not having much of a winter, but in a good part of the year, in the wintertime, it would be frozen and it would be impervious anyway. And anything that fell on it would typically run right off. And when it rains here now, it was a few weeks ago, we were over there after we had one of those storms. It was actually shortly after that last snow that we had, and then it got warm and everything started melting. Tim and I went over and we were looking at, okay, well, where's the water going? And it's pretty easy to see. It's all coming down the parking lot, kind of runs along the edge, gets into the track and runs down between the rails, then gets off underneath the rails, gets in that front lawn area. Some of it goes under the rails by where the sidewalk is and follows that little intermittent water course and then finds its way down to the brook. But it all kind of gets to that front area through the parking lot and continues to flow. There was still some snow piles when we were there that were melting and you could just follow it right down and see where it was going.
What's the size of that pipe under the road?
30.
They're big enough, 30 inches. That's only 30 or 30.
I think it says 36.
Almost that big under the track. I think it's 30, Jim.
It's 30. Yeah, it's a 30-inch.
So one
And,
under the
and
track
does the
is
state
small.
keep it cleaned out?
Good question.
They don't, any of them. Nobody
They
gets
don't
out of
do
the
any
truck.
of them, and
They should
That
be.
pipe needs to
When
be
the
about 3 feet lower.
sewer went through there. I'm trying to remember what it looked like. It's a metal pipe, I think.
The old metal cover.
I think it was a metal culvert, and a lot of them are all rusty and rotten. They're not in very good condition, but the state, they don't
out
have
of the
the,
track there that flows into it's a lot better condition than.
probably, well, the
Well,
stuff
that
that's
was-
on site here
That
is
was moved
concrete
probably
pipe.
40 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's concrete, what's on site, most of it.
Yeah,
So it's all cement pipe, so that doesn't rot. The state used historically a lot of corrugated metal piping in the roadways.
Yeah.
They don't do it anymore. Now they've even gone to plastic.
Under Route 5 used to be corrugated.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Before that was brownstone, because I lived there and I used to go under it.
And
Brownstone pile.
that's true. Some of the stuff, back when we were working on a project in Ellington for the town, a sidewalk project on Route 83, and where Marsh Brook comes down by Mountain Road, goes under Route 83. We've got a walk coming across it, and we've got a little bridge that we're putting in. But that culvert is all stone, and it's a stone arch,
Oh, no.
and it's in very, very good condition.
They usually don't.
It's big. It's a good sized culvert.
That's a project right over here on the steamer road. That was a.
Oh,
stone
it's all
arch.
stone.
Yeah, sure,
It's all stone.
they're all over the place.
Yep. So we like to think what we put together here is gonna help the museum in terms of their water situation that they currently have and help dry it out a little bit in the front and get the water over into the little water course in the wetland where it really belongs rather than.
I got one more question. Does,
Yep.
does the grade go up behind the parking lot?
Up, yeah, we're not changing the grade a whole
No,
lot.
but I mean, on the other side of the parking lot, does it go up? Is there a hill there?
Coming up
You
towards
know, the
Olender's?
west side. right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a good hill.
Oh, there's a hell of a grade in
But
it.
I meant on the long side. Up,
Are you talking about over here, Rick?
yes,
Yeah, there's a very steep hill going up and there's a ditch that was probably dug maybe when this was put in, I don't know, all the way along here. And it outlets over in here and gets into this drainage system, this pipe, and eventually gets into the state system. So at some point in time, somebody realized that all that water was coming off the hill and they put in a ditch there and intercepted it all. And Rick Zulik actually comments in his report about that ditch, that he did look at it and it's not allowed.
And it's still functioning as a ditch.
Yep.
Yeah, it works good.
Yeah, it does.
I did it, I know.
Yeah.
There was a little ditch there that didn't work and I went in there, well, probably 71. And redid the whole. Well, before you needed permits for wetlands.
yeah.
But yeah, that was what it used to be. they get stuck cars up to the axles in there in the parking lot.
All right. Well, tonight we're just receiving the application, so if there's no more questions, I would entertain a motion to receive the application.
I'm not gonna read the whole thing if you don't mind.
That's totally.
I'll make a motion to receive inland wetlands. IWWA 022024 for 58 North Road, Connecticut Trail Museum. And the details are,
Second, second the details.
Perfect. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Great. All right, we have no public hearings, no continued public hearings, no new business, no old business, nothing under miscellaneous, agent reviews and decisions. We do have one.
Yeah, but I only had one agent decision this month. It's for a garage. It's 30 by 30 at 141 Chomley. It is in the upland review area only. It's gonna be on a slab, thin shell slab. And he's got all his permits in for building and zoning, and we see no issue.
Should we have a map of that one?
Yeah, it's in the packet. But
sketch map.
it's just a sketch map. Yeah, that's how.
This one?
Well, I put it on the.
Okay.
GIS and had it.
Okay,
So he's 75 feet from a well, he's past the living area. So
That's voice, isn't it?
is what?
Voice,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
okay.
like young voice.
Can I get that for after finance?
and we think it's 11 feet, the side, that's 11 feet the side yard, or are they gonna run in just?
Yeah, you only need 10.
They only need 10. Well, I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure it wasn't 15.
Yeah.
When they get there and get a surprise.
12,
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess they changed it.
Makes
It depends on the zone. A1, it's 15.
Yeah.
I know, I got A1.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Take care.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. We'll see you what next week.
See ya, yeah.
Probably.
Danielle, would you like to keep this
Oh,
colored
yeah, that'd be
version?
great.
Okay,
I'll
I'll just leave it right here.
I'll just put it right in the office.
Okay,
That's awesome.
all right, good
Yeah, I
enough.
brought this.
Thanks. Good night.
Okay. Okay, so that's all we have for agent decisions. We don't have any trainings, nothing for correspondence, so open to general board discussion.
Yeah, one thing, just, remember I got a little upset over Stanton's property down there on Abbey Road, Route 5? Remember, because there was no,
The
there
one
was a
that,
wet hole, have you seen it lately?
that's the one that's gonna be the storage units?
Yes.
Okay,
I really, and I didn't think about it, so it's my fault too. In our regulations, it states that we can assume jurisdiction if we feel it may be significant.
Yeah,
And I really think we did drop the ball by not at least reviewing the drainage.
okay,
I'd like to at least know what's going on there, because it's a mess.
I have not been over that way.
that's the place where there's the ditch in the back. That was the
Yeah.
only
A
portion.
gigantic ditch.
Yeah,
It drains
But
that
it wasn't
whole
actually in the-
piece of over to Scannick Road, all through there, almost all the way down to Route 5. Almost where Larry Tribble's last storage lot is behind Harkins, that all drains right into that ditch and goes across Route 5 by
Yeah,
Balches.
yeah.
There's a monstrous ditch in there. There's a lot of water flow, and
That
it's just gotta be 150 feet off.
that ditch was dug by my grandfather,
I believe it,
and he tiled all those fields,
yeah,
not the one in the corner. That
no,
belonged to Caulfield. That was a Caulfield
Yeah.
farm, way back. And those, and that big ditch was to drain, the land tile ran into
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then that ran down, and that runs into a brook that goes under Route 5.
Yep.
To the river.
The other end of it goes behind Henry's, right in the middle of Henry's Trailer Park property, right behind the last
That's a
trailers.
different brook. That runs into the one by Balches,
Yeah.
by
Well,
Bosnalis,
and that-
down in that, there's
And
two gullies
and
there.
that one there.
And that one runs down, and it's all tiled in there now.
Oh,
All
that was
tiled.
land tile, right, yeah.
No, big tile,
Oh.
big tile. And it runs into the Connecticut River. Eventually, it runs down, there's two brooks there. There's not one brook, there's two brooks that run down to the river.
You may be right. I never walked it. I can't tell you
Well,
for sure.
because my
But I know
childhood did.
from Henry's it heads north
Yes,
and
That's
it
right.
comes in and goes across Route 5.
okay,
And I think part of those ditches that go up to the Scout Hall property tie into that same thing.
They run into that brook that goes by where I grew up.
Yeah, okay. I
Right,
can't argue with
yeah.
you, because you've
I
got
lived there.
seniority.
I lived there.
But I just think for future,
And those fields where the soccer fields all are and Blouson House
Yeah.
are all drained into that other ditch that runs east and west from the scout hall.
correct, yeah, it's right on that first, right at the end of that first field.
Yeah.
There's a ditch going in there, where the wood, the tree line is, then it goes into another field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may be,
It does, and there runs
Okay. Yep,
underneath
you're
the
right,
road
you're right.
where not too far from where they're putting in that storage unit.
You're damn right, it's not too far,
Yeah,
but it's far enough.
yeah.
And then when you look at to consider the whole property, and damn property's gotta be real close,
And when they dug up, put in foundation, they dug up all the land out,
of course.
and it's all gone now, so there's no drainage there.
And what's left, I'm sure, has been destroyed over the years.
And are they
or
gonna pave that whole thing?
No, I don't think they are. I
I
don't, see, we didn't get a look at the plans, Rick, and I really think we,
Well,
well,
the
not really, no,
part
because I
wasn't in yet.
specifically asked for the drainage
Just
plan.
the-
Yeah,
Just.
I kind of said, what? You know,
yeah, there's a lot of talk on Facebook about
I
that
mean,
one.
you know what, when the tractor sits there in the middle of the field, right up beyond the shed, and it's down to the rear axles. They couldn't get to it for 3 months because it was too wet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a little damp in there. Might be a well.
All the tiles are plugged
Yeah.
now,
Oh, I
And then
guarantee you.
We just went by the map that was provided with delineation, so.
and the ditches are cleaned out, the farmers all used to clean it. The farmers used to take care of the property, they
Yeah.
don't take care of the property, they'll use it
Yeah,
today.
you know, in
They
all
just keep
fairness, in
using
all
it.
fairness today, it's an act of Congress to clean a ditch out today. It's an act of Congress.
Well,
It shouldn't be, you're right.
go in there by hand.
Yeah.
That's what it is, the drainage ditch.
Sure. Well, that's why they were all dug. I remember Johnny Schweier telling me out on South Windsor, they used to get up in the morning and go out and dig them fields all day long, down off of Sullivan Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of that was Schweier's.
Yeah.
And that old man could tell you right where they were, because we went and cleaned a couple of them. And he knew right where it was. I'll tell you, he wasn't off a foot.
You can tell by the color of the soil.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
If you're a farmer. And when you plow it, you can pick it right out good.
The only other thing that I was gonna ask is, where do we stand with our friend Mike and the res? Cause we never had our meeting with.
Yeah,
Joe
I'm
and
still
all of
trying
those
to
stuff.
get, organize the. Parties involved with the meeting for the permit, so I will try again.
Yeah, let's try to
I
get
see
that.
them both in person together on Friday,
Yeah,
so if I can.
yeah, let's get ready to be scheduled.
The
I can work around anytime,
Okay.
so just kind of let me know the works
fact
best.
that they're both there in person in front of me, I can say, look,
Sit.
let's give me a date.
Yeah, okay, yeah, cause I wanna get that resolved before spring comes.
Yeah.
and
Isn't town doing something over there?
They're doing the playground.
The
Which
playground.
looks like it's
Oh, we got
finished. I don't
another
know.
over up there?
Well, just
No.
because we had all of the complaints coming in around fall time from
One
Mike,
person.
yeah, that we were gonna try to nip it in the butt and see if there was something that we can get in writing from Park and Rec and DPW of like, these are the things that we, like a wish list. Of these are the things that we wanna do, these are the things that we're kind of saying, yes, they already have to go ahead to, so.
So, yeah.
We can shut up.
We took care of that, right? As far as giving them their kind of, well, not really a blanket, but almost a blanket.
Well, that we have.
We're trying to get a meeting
Which
together.
we should. I mean,
Yeah,
come
we're
on.
trying, I have to get Melissa and Joe in the same meeting with Rebecca and myself, so we can put a wish list.
Yeah.
I can put the permit together, and then we can bring it to the wetlands for, I think she said, I have to talk to Christine again at Deep. I think she said it was 5 years.
Yeah, I
She
think
said
so.
anything,
5-year plan.
even if you know you don't have the funding, just, if it's literally a wish list. If we had this, we would like to do this, we would
Yeah.
like to do this.
As long as we got enough paperwork so we can approve it or subject to,
Yeah,
subject to
everything would
more
be-
detailed
right,
paperwork.
Yes,
So it would be something that, so they wouldn't have to come every time and
Basically the same a blanket. That's what it
Yeah.
amounts to.
yeah, so that's still in the works, so try to get
Yes.
that, try to get that
So
scheduled,
Friday, I
hopefully
will
for
try to-
February,
Be good.
we shall see.
No, we took care of it. No,
I think that might have been.
February, guess what? March.
No, but have the
Oh, you
meeting
you
with
guys, yeah.
Melissa, yeah,
Have it for our March meeting.
Yeah.
yeah, have an answer for March,
That'd be nice.
or at least an update.
Too bad we couldn't have a couple more commissioners.
I know. Well, Alan's over in the cross. the
Oh, yeah,
way,
he's,
So,
I'm sure he's out there dancing the dance.
yeah,
Been there, done that.
yep.
You can have it.
I was gonna say, that's what I thought you.
And then with all of the rain that we had from all the melted snow, I didn't hear of any complaints anywhere,
I drove
so.
over there the other day, it's looking good, I'm not sure, it looks like it's done to me. There was the silt fence on the side
Mhm,
is coming down, but if they're finished, they're gonna be pulling it up, it looks stable. I'd have to walk it with Joe
yeah,
to actually, but just from like going over there
Where's
to
that?
the playground, the new playground.
up top on the hill.
Yeah, so as far as I can see, but I couldn't remember, was there a stone wall there before, does anyone?
Like right by the pavilion?
Right in front of the playground where they put it,
No, they were building that
Gorgeous.
because there was so much water that was going there. I thought they were gonna put in catch basins there
Well,
too.
they had problems.
Yeah, there was so
Drainage.
much drainage over right on the back side of the bathroom, so.
oh, there's.
I'll have to go
there's
take a
all in
look.
front. It's gorgeous.
Oh, they do? Oh, gee, aren't we getting fancy?
Do it.
Aren't we getting fancy?
Yeah,
It looks
I'll have to go
great.
take a look.
That's why I was like, was that
Streets, that's
before?
like, you'll see how fancy we get.
Oh, yeah, you got your hair stand up?
Did we get anything more from the people over on North Road that wanted to build? Okay,
Hope we didn't scare them off.
cause they did buy the property,
Yeah.
didn't they?
Yeah.
Him, and then did the other guy buy the dog place? Did he actually buy that?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Not that we've been told yet.
Okay,
I think he might have got scared off.
I think he did too, but I thought when
He
he
had
met with
big
us,
plans on
yeah, I thought when he met with us, like, he was like ready to sign the paperwork to like buy it.
it.
But I don't know where that said, and I hadn't heard anything else in the other one, so.
Yeah.
Those lots are gonna take some creativity.
There's, yeah.
A lot.
Instead
lot.
of ruining all the farmland, that's where the stupid solar should have gone.
Cleared it off with the solar.
Put the solar, it's already clear half of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
part of it, yeah.
I mean, you ruin the good land and then you gotta use the bad land.
And I think too, the other thing that would be nice to see, even just in the agent reviews and decisions, to see like a list of all of the open applications that we have going on, just so we know like what's going on in town.
When you open.
So like, the Borup Road construction stuff that they're doing with all of the wetlands,
Oh,
they're
what
like,
they have
anything that's
finished?
got like open, yeah.
Just the active permits.
Yeah, any active permits.
Let me see, I'll put together a list.
I'm thinking it's probably a very short list, especially right now,
With
but
the new house going up, I mean, Doug.
yeah, over on Borup.
Yeah, right side of the trunk.
Yeah,
Doug,
he has the- He put all of his
Yeah.
erosion control.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Before, cause I took pictures of it,
Charlie's
but he
nephew.
said they weren't gonna get started at least.
yeah, with the clearing,
The clearance done, isn't it?
yeah, I think it,
I
Yeah,
think
they were
somebody's
doing-
been
It's done
working.
wrong.
on that. I remember driving.
Of it,
up
well, the
that road.
weather was okay, but then he thought we were.
thought we were gonna get,
No, but.
we'd have a winter, but we don't, so.
Let's find out. it's
Yeah, I
kinda
think it'd be
moist.
nice to see what's going on.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
I took a ride on that development down here with all the houses, you know, next to Skank Road.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh, yeah.
West Road.
Yeah.
Some of that silt fence is down, but it's
Oh
not,
my gosh,
it's
we're
not going
there
anywhere.
every week,
Are you?
every week.
But a lot of it isn't. Nothing's going
Not
anywhere.
what-
It's
Yeah,
all
and they've also added, they must put up erosion control before every single individual house now, because we were so tired of, it's a full-time job over there.
Oh, yeah.
It is a full-time job just to inspect and go over there, and I'm constantly getting calls. I'm spending all of my time at this place, so we put it now, we won't even approve of the, because they got the plan approved. But for the individual, they have to put an individual permit for every house that they add to each phase. And we will not sign off on it until the erosion, until we're making them put silt fences, because they're stacking these piles of dirt. They're also gonna be doing a new, as far as we know, grading plan, because some of the grading changed. So that's in negotiations now, but yeah. that's
Heavy
right.
soil.
Did the town turn some land over there to South Windsor?
We didn't turn it
No.
over. It was offered to us. We had first right of refusal. If you look at the way the map is, all of South Windsor's got this open space. The line for the towns here is this tiny little triangle
Right.
on the East Windsor side. So the owner of the time, which was Scout Hall, I believe, owned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scout, okay. They gave
Yeah.
the first right of refusal, offered it to town of East Windsor. And as Alan said in my last commission meeting, the town said, no, we're not gonna take that small piece to have to maintain.
Yeah.
So they refused it. And then South Windsor said, we'll take it, which just makes more sense.
Yeah.
When you look at it, so.
It's really nice back there.
And they just put a
So
gate
South
up.
Windsor took that
Mhm.
from the Scout Hall.
Yes.
And what right does the Scout Hall have to transfer land, town land to
Well, it
another
wasn't
town?
town land.
It was never.
It was
town
never
land.
town land.
Town refused it, Rick.
They gave the town first option of purchasing it.
They never owned it?
No, the town never owned it.
No.
There was this piece with a, I guess, a retention basin
I know
on
where
it
it
too,
is.
isn't it?
That's on the South Windsor
That,
side.
yeah, that's all.
That's on the
Windsor
South
side.
Windsor side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so with the
You
town
have to go
never,
to South
never owned
Windsor to
it.
get to it. That's
Yes.
where Johnny Skanks, or Van Skanks used to dump all his, you know what,
I know.
Yeah.
That's where when they pumped septic tanks, they grew tobacco down there.
for years and years and years.
There was a
But
nice
years
flat
now.
piece down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been back there in the
The
spring.
the Scout Hall took it, with this, American Heritage River, thinking of maybe someday with the canoes come down and have a
We've
landing
been out there a
there.
couple of times. We've done some things down
Yeah.
there.
But I guess, you can still do it with South Windsor on.
They put up a gate just this week.
Oh, really?
So
You
that it's
can't drive
gonna
back
be,
there?
once you get up, if you go up Shank Road
Yep.
to the end, where that starts South Windsor, they put up a gate, which they were supposed to do in the
Uh-huh.
original approval. For that, to keep, people from going and dumping and everything. So it's closed from October to April or something of that.
Oh.
I guess they put a plaque and a sign and.
Well, cause there's also a
Escape, so-
sign down there, something about an American eel in the river or something, so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that-
Yeah,
I drove down there, must have been before the gate.
That was
Right
literally in the
down
past,
to the river.
in the
Yeah, you
past
could.
couple days, yeah, cause I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah.
They gave us notification, so.
The gate may be in
That's
South
good.
Windsor anyway. Cause South Windsor Auto Parts all in South Windsor, from
Yep.
what I remember,
Yeah, it is.
It's what?
all in South Windsor.
No. Oh.
The-
South
Windsor
Windsor Auto Parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think some of the parking lot out in front to the right when you're coming up there, I think a
Yeah,
little
there's
bit
some
of the
weird
right
slivers
corners
over
in East
there.
Windsor.
It's the way it runs, yeah.
The junkyard itself is, I remember right, it's all in South Windsor.
cause is West River on
That's why they
phase two
call it
or
South
phase
Windsor Auto.
three?
They're on phase 2,
Okay,
so there's like.
cause it's like the back end and then phase three
Yeah.
is like back to the front.
Cul-de-sac, there was a couple, so phase 1 goes up West River Road.
Yep.
And then then that's where the line cut off is. Phase 2 starts, there's like 2 houses
Mhm.
still on West River, then it goes into that cul-de-sac. So
Yep,
they've got the houses on the cul-de-sac, and then I think there's. A line of houses off to the side of the cul-de-sac, they're still part of phase 2. But then it starts phase 3, which is up on that hill,
yeah, okay.
Is that gonna come out another road?
there's,
It's where the
um,
existing driveway was to that building. that we
Yeah,
had,
which they named Refuge
Where was
Lane or
the
Camping
Nike
Lane.
site?
Nike
radar
site,
site?
yes.
Radar.
That's, yeah, and that goes down to Scantic.
Yeah.
So that's, I
That's
don't know
the
if that's
phase
north or south.
3.
Yeah, it
That
loops
would be-
around.
That's phase 3, and then there's a couple houses that are kind of along the other side of the road, phase.
Originally it was like 65 homes, I think.
Yeah, and I don't think
Quite a
they
few.
deviated from the amount. But they just ran into a lot of grading issues, and
You knew that was gonna happen.
so
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
a project.
Yeah.
Should have seen that place was up there. It was like a bomb shelter.
Yeah,
Town had a chance to buy that for $1.
Yeah.
Didn't.
No kidding.
They didn't want
Had a
it.
cafeteria, had everything.
Oh, and everything.
Oh,
It was a military installation. The walls on some of those buildings are like that.
And you could have had
Well, they're not there now. They're
could have had a
gone.
good
Yeah.
scout hall.
Oh, my God. That would have made a heck of a scout hall.
Yeah.
Would have made a hell of a
Pulled a lot
senior
of
center
junk
too.
out of
You
that,
know,
I'll tell you.
there's no foresight. You gotta look ahead.
Mm.
Well, we bought all this property over the Cogans there for looking ahead, right? So
Yeah,
now we build a senior center down on
in the swamp,
on the swamp, instead of up here on property we own.
in gravel.
And the
beautiful gravel.
police station was supposed to go there and.
Yeah.
It's all on the grand plan, and that's how they sold the bill of goods to everybody and let the taxpayers buy it.
The old Twiners farm.
But you can't take the gravel off it.
No.
And that's what town uses it to doing their own roads. It's the only one. Well, it all came about because, actually, this board,
Really?
yeah, back when, Mr. Muddle was on and Mr. Molmite and a few of the radicals. They drove those people nuts for how many years they tried to get the gravel permit for that, to grade it off?
Yeah,
8 or 9 years,
well, there
10
was
years?
some gravel years ago dug out of it,
Oh, yeah, there was. There's beautiful gravel in there. You ought to see it.
like pea stone.
Oh, there's a whole tobacco field, shade tobacco field laying in there. All the poles, the wires, everything are down
Yeah,
in
way
there.
back.
They're still there.
Beautiful place for,
And them anchors will be there forever. I put them to China. That's why I know how what the gravel's like.
yeah,
But I mean, Leonard could go in there and spring gravel for the town, sand for the town roads for another 100 years.
all the side of the river had gravel.
Well, that is exceptionally nice.
Yeah.
That was really sharp. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I think you're gonna find that's what Holden's got on his farm.
Yeah, those,
Pretty nice gravel in there.
we'll see how that project goes.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going
I
on,
don't think it looked like much
I haven't
going
seen
on.
anything over there.
not there, but I mean, even at the
Farm.
old business,
Well, they got 2 dump trucks left
I know, but,
and they own the RCPC recycle place.
yeah, but
To do with a different name, like Holden Earth Products. isn't
I
it?
don't
Yeah.
know how much of that, they're just charging to go in, I don't see anything
Well,
going
they've
on.
been hauling out of there pretty hot and heavy. Oh, yeah, it's going right across the street. To the solar.
Yeah.
They're running
I was
over there
gonna
with the
say
big,
that,
with the big rock trucks.
Yeah.
And they, oh, yeah, if I follow away, that's a pretty good deal.
Do they have any panels up yet, or is it all just the brackets?
I think they started to put panels. Ken goes out there. It's big.
It's
Of course,
gigantic.
you
Well,
can't
I
even
would
see
think
it.
they would start over the Plantation Road first, because that's what where
Yeah.
they started.
Yeah,
And
I've been over there in
all
a
the
while.
frames and everything are there.
it can, it's his, I don't know if it's weekly or bi-weekly inspections that. I think they.
They're supposed to be what, done by this summer?
Yeah, but they got postponed for a year because they couldn't get the panels because of something that happened during COVID and there was some kind of faulty panels. And so no bank companies would finance these panels that were coming out of this certain place for the world.
Don't they come out of China?
Yeah, and they got shut down. And then the whatever banking, as I was explaining to me, whatever banking company wouldn't fund.
Yeah.
And they all primarily came from this one company in China, all over the world, and then the banks all stopped funding them. When they happened to have the same panels, so they had to wait.
I'm wondering, because, you know, they started off like gangbusters.
Yeah, they were.
Setting the pounding
They
the
were
poles
pushed
in
back
like you wouldn't
9
believe.
months or
Yeah,
so.
I heard them for a while.
Fences up, most of the fences.
Well, they need to. Yeah,
Yeah.
you notice we don't have dirt bikes running around town too much anymore.
Well, it's also cold out.
That was the only blessing of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Now they ride
Great
down the
blessing.
railroad tracks.
I still hear them every now and then though, on the nice days.
Yeah.
They're still all in the trails.
Well, the rail line is really a trail, unfortunately.
Yeah, but not even that, like they're riding from Enfield or wherever
Oh,
coming
they
into
come out of
the
East
tracks.
Hartford, they go in East Hartford.
Yeah.
Come on right up
There's a
there.
But there's
Track
trails
down.
all within like the woods over there, so.
There's trails right down the Scannick River down on this side, if you look up into the woods, crossing with the old sewer plant, up in there. all those
On,
wo- There's
on Mill
trails,
Street?
yeah,
Yes, that's somebody's,
private,
yeah,
Yeah.
private dirt track. Pretty nice track.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
on the hills, you know, the
Yeah.
hills up behind,
Yeah, that must be pretty wild. I thought the water company owned most of that.
No, that's on the other side.
Oh,
So it's
you
the
mean, yeah,
house-
between Ellington Road and,
Yeah,
And
it's
Mill
the
Street.
house on,
yeah,
oh, yeah, that's down
Right
in
in
the
Marty.
lower area there, which actually is probably, if you looked at it, it's a wetland.
oh, it 100% is wetlands.
oh, yeah.
There's a couple of them around that you really should have come in and at least run by us with it.
They just. flatten
One
out
on
some-
Wells Road too.
A
Those are
trail.
exciting, Council, right?
Yeah.
Is that-
Goes right to,
What?
right to the edge of the ditch.
We're talking about still the solar?
No,
Oh.
No, this is
Okay.
dirt bike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
They don't come.
Jeff used to ride all over,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
but, you know, they would go different places, they go all the way up to Powder Hollow.
yeah, you gotta go up to Ellington and then Soapstone and all
Yeah,
those places.
no, you've
Oh, well.
been there, done
I
that.
suppose
Dustin
we need
does,
to get.
yeah. He does the snowmobiles, he took the snowmobiles
Yeah.
2 years ago with the Soapstone. I think that was a really good ride.
Used to be a lot of snowmobiles around here, because we don't get
We
any
don't get any
snow.
snow. I know.
Now,
What snow?
they wanna go up north.
Yeah, my neighbor's been going up north the last couple weekends. We haven't done anything.
Learn to
And then the other neighbors. I don't think he's going out. I think he went out when we had that first snow and he said it was absolutely horrible.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Really good,
No,
does
you can
damage.
feel everything.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
Make a motion to adjourn?
All in favor?
Like,
7:45.
shut the recording off.
Wait, who seconded the motion to adjourn?
Oh, I think Kathy did.
She's very quiet,
Quiet,
Quiet.
quiet.
you know,
I've got a lot of personal things on. Like my house, I'm gonna check the.
people who don't say much.
You
say
get
a
it
lot.
going, you get it going, don't you?
You want to stop the recording?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I have 8 great grandchildren, so more than